Hello YouTube once again. It's been a while since I did my last video, and I apologise to the people who watch. A few people who watch, you appreciate it nonetheless, but anyway, I won't rabble on. Basically, that's how I've been away for a while. This may be one, if not the last video I make. I'm not right sure at the moment. It's pretty hard finding motivation. Reasons for it, title of the video. I mean, look, anybody who's either watched any of my videos, or if you want to watch them or whatever, feel free. I will defend TNA all the time. I try to defend TNA, alright? And it's getting to the point where I am falling into the routine of when I watch it, turning into every other turd with a camera on YouTube who just likes to slate TNA. You know, anybody who likes to talk about wrestling likes to slate TNA for the things that they do, which are fucking retarded. And I'm getting that way. And I just don't want to be another generic guy that comes on here and just talks bad about everything, because, you know, what kind of things to do with that. But there are some things I want to get off my chest, hence why I'm making this video. So, the state of play in TNA, to me, it is absolutely terrible. Terrible. It's awful. It's the worst it has been in a while. And even though I say this, I actually like the Immortal storyline. Yes, it's a throwback to the NWO, but in the Attitude Era, I was a WWF kid, so I never really paid attention to what WCW was doing. I've seen it since, but in that time, I didn't grow up but live watching the NWO thing. I was watching Austin, The Rock, and all the rest of it, so that's fine with me. The thing I have a problem with is, how stupid can you be, right? Serious question, how thick can you be to make this storyline this? People who were invading TNA wanted to take over the company, House Dixie Carter and the old. And who do they cast as the people taking over TNA, invading the company? Would it be the sensible choice, the easy choice, the choice that would make this story 110 million times better? You know, Ken Anderson, RVD, throw Morgan in there, Jeff Hardy, you know, the ex-WWE guys. But, and you know, why AJ? Why Kaz? They've been there years. Why would they want to destroy their legacy? The TNA fans, it's their legacy. It's what they've built up. It's how they've made their name for themselves in TNA, and now they want to take over it with Hogan and Bischoff. Surely they would be the defenders. I mean, what in Hogan's eyes? Let's go with Hogan's thoughts, okay? Because it's a valid point, and I'll give him that. People who have been in WWE are more well-known household names than people in TNA. That's just a fact, right? I mean, as much as it pains you to say, you could say that Shannon Moore, outside of TNA fans and you know, people with half a brain, but Shannon Moore is probably more of a household name than AJ Styles. That's just true, you know. So you can see where it's coming from this, alright? So let's go around this. Shannon Moore, Brian fucking Kendrick, God I hate that guy. Brian Kendrick, RVD, Mr. Anderson, they've all made their names, alright? Maybe they didn't have a fair run in WWE, some of them did, some of them didn't, they didn't have a fair crack of the whip, whatever, okay? They're still more over. So why would you not use them to get the lesser known guys over? You do that by making the more known guys heels, and making the people who, or the wrestlers who the people want to cheer and who could get behind. AJ got the biggest pop out of everyone when he entered the Impact Zone. When he was face, he got a louder pop than Jeff Hardy, RVD and Mr. Anderson put together. He set that building alight before they turned him heel for no reason. So why would AJ, if he was face, feuding against a more well-known heel, the heel who, you know, in a storyline back and forth, but the heel always gets the upper hand until it's his comeuppance there, that would make AJ, surely? It's just crazy. It would also make the other guys. Anyway, moving on. The X Division. What the fuck has happened to the X Division? We have gone from people like Peter Williams, Sanjay Dutt. List is an endless list. AJ when he wrestled there, Daniels, Joe. Yeah, anyway, I can't be asked talking about them. Low Key, people like that. We've gone from this calibre of wrestling, that brilliant style of matches. We've gone from that to Robbie E and Cookie. Please, anybody who wants to comment on this thing, please let me know. What is so special about an X Division match nowadays? How does it differ from any other match? It's just exactly the same, just under a different title. It's exactly the same match as any other match on Impact. It's just called an X Division match. For crying out loud. I mean, and then you read wrestlers' interviews. I read an interview with Brian Kendrick. I like Brian Kendrick until he said one small thing in an interview that I watched. I'd like to go to TNA and make the X Division better. One thing, Brian Kendrick, you are not on par with the people. You are not fit in wrestling ability terms to clean their fucking boots. Neither is Shannon Moore. Neither is any other tit that they've drafted into the X Division. Robert E. can't wrestle. Alright, he toyed with stealing the RKO. They've probably realised that he can't do that, and now he's got a neck breaker. Ooh. It's not about height limits or weight limits, it's about no limits. With a neck breaker. That just makes no sense. And the Knockouts division, yeah, the Knockouts division. It's the same again. It all goes down to the same thing. What has Hogan and Bischoff made better? Nothing. What have they made worse? Everything. Right? The Knockout division. Kong. I mean, even recently, Hamada. Sarita should be getting a bigger push than she's getting. She's getting TV time. What do you do? Taylor Wilde. With Gail Kim. We've got people like that. Daphne's hardly on TV. She's a good wrestler. But apparently, if you don't fit the Bischoff mould of, or Hogan Bischoff mould of blonde hair, big tits, you cannot be a knockout. And it's ridiculous. The knockout division is still half decent. They can put on some semi-decent matches, but it's not a patch on what it used to be. And this is the most annoying thing. Hogan and Bischoff come in and basically says, no, TNA never existed until January when the weekend. Right. Everyone who watched it and cheered for it and all that, no, it's all wiped clear, and they try to pretend that RVD and people like that, they're the good guys, they're protecting it. They haven't just come in for a year for the money. Hell no, they've been here years. Don't worry about it. They're all there for the great good. Bullshit. Mr. Anderson, I'll give him credit. Ken Anderson. He is there. I genuinely believe him. He is there because he loves working in TNA, and I think you can see that in his performances. Jeff Hardy, you can't say the same thing. I'm sorry, but you can't. And you know, there's rumours on Jeff Hardy that he worked inebriated. I don't believe that, to be honest. Jeff Hardy would have to be the most retarded person in the world to go to work drugged, knowing that he's got a huge court case hanging over his head. Come on, people, engage your brains. The guy said he was fatigued. I'd buy that. He went to Abu Dhabi, and then he was back wrestling, so he was probably tired, knackered, exhausted. So, yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say about that. That's been alright. I'll continue to watch it, but it's just TNA. All TNA needed when Hogan and Bischoff came in, they needed very little alterations. All they needed was more limelight. They needed more limelight and more exposure. They didn't need to get rid of the six-sided ring. They didn't need to shaft half of their original talent. They didn't need to make half their original talent feel like fucking low-card performers compared to guys like RVD and AJ Styles. RVD's like the Terminator. He never loses a match. You know, the AJ jobs to RVD. They don't need this. He's not getting them over in any way, shape or form. Why is Matt Morgan the top face all of a sudden? He sucks as a face. Anyway, that's been my rant. May make another one, may not. Haven't decided yet whether I want to waste my time really watching and reviewing and you know. Anyway guys, thanks for watching.